Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have a VEVOR 225 gallon per hour 2-stage aquarium filter. Let's open up and see what we get inside. And I have a couple of these already, so I definitely like them, and I will show you it running in the one aquarium and we go from there. So, alright, so opening it up, it's packed really well. So you got the canister filter on this side, and then you have all the accessories on this side. Put that down there out of the way, and I think we'll zoom out a little bit so I can show you some more detail. So first let's get this out of the bag. So it's pretty easy to operate. Obviously you plug it in. It has this automatic priming valve on it, which is like really cool and helpful, especially after you disconnect it, clean it, and you gotta do whatever. So it has those 4 locks on it, and give you kind of an idea of the control panel on top. It has a little sight glass right here that says UVC, so that is the UV light that you'll be able to see through this little hole to make sure that the bulb is still working. You have a selection switch here where you can make it go 24, 8 hour, or 4 hour. I tend to run this 24 hours a day with the UVC going, and this controls the light, not the filter itself. So the filter runs continuous. The light you can program 24, 8, and 4 hours. Again, you know, your preference, what you'd like to do. So you lift this top off, and this houses the UV bulb. If this ever does burn out, there's a screw here, and then this comes off, and then you can remove the UV bulb. It only comes with the one bulb. And then you have kind of like a top basket here. It does fit kind of tight, but you can put a little bit of media, extra media in here if you wanted to. Then you lift this up. This is your filter, and it's kind of like that filter floss stuff. And you can put a thin layer of media here as well, and you can wash that out so you can reuse it. And this is the bottom one, and it has another filter. Again, you can rinse this out. It already has some ceramic media in place, and if they're broken, no big deal. It's just more surface area that they can use. So that gives you kind of an idea of about how full you can fill it. It comes flush there compared to this other filter floss, just to kind of give you an idea. And then that is the bottom of it. So obviously it does sit slightly higher on there, and yet you can put a thin layer of media there as well. Sometimes I like putting in like the ceramics, but I usually kind of like break them up so they're half, so I lay a little bit smaller in there. So let's pack this back up again. So pretty neat how that all goes together. Then when you're done, you just basically put this in place. So very easy operation. And then these are all your accessories that come in it. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm going to show you what I've used, but there are some extra pieces that you can definitely do some configurations with. Okay, so you get your 2 hoses, and then you get your 2 valves. These do shut off, so you just kind of like twist them. They are tight, so definitely be careful. So they are quick connect as well. So push down, and then it clicks into place. Let me move that back for the next one. So you push it down, locks into place. So if you ever have to change the filter, rinse the filters out, change the media, whatever you have to do to get into the canister, you basically unplug it first, and then you take these valves, and then you close them off, and then you can push this, and then that will pop off, and then put that. And now, again, I'll show you this with the hoses, but just to kind of give you a heads up from experience, when you do disconnect the first hose, you will get a certain amount of water that comes out. I mean, it's a few ounces. It'll catch you by surprise, but make sure that you don't have it near any of your electrical connections when it does happen. So just kind of a heads up on that. So this is going to be your basic configuration. You got like 2 different sets of, like, I guess plumbing as you would call it in here. So depending on how your aquarium is set up, but let's get both bags open and I'll show you kind of like all the parts and pieces and how this all goes together. Okay, so that configuration is basically kind of be sitting over the edge of your tank. So you're going to connect your hose to this one side like this. And this is going to be your spray bar or your out. And it does take a little finagling to get into the barb because that is pretty tight. We're just going to kind of rock it into place. And then this screw goes down over on top of that. And then that will make it a nice tight connection for you. Okay, you do have an adjustment here as well, so this will make your spray bar go slower and off. I'll shut it off completely, or you have this basically open up completely, so you get that, and that is adjustable as well, so you can have it shooting up, down, straight down, whatever your configuration is going to be. And then we are going to put one of the connections, quick connects here, and again it's a barb connection, so it takes a little finesse to get it on there first time. Kind of make it as flush as you can up there, and then just tighten it down. And then this will be our out, so basically put that down on the out port. So that's going to be your spray bar, and then that's going to sit on the side of your aquarium. Again, I'll show you what it looks like on mine. I'm just kind of like setting this up real quick. So let's get this other connection here. And then again, tighten it down. And after you have this running, obviously check for leaks. I don't suspect you'll have any, but just be careful. Okay, so that goes down. And again, that's a quick connect and it goes down. And like I said, the first time you disconnect this, you will get a little pressure coming out, whichever one you do first. So make sure you have this completely off. And then make sure you put it back completely open, especially when you start to siphon. So okay, so this is going to be your kind of like your siphon entry bar, if you call it. So that basically snaps down, and you do have some adjustments on here as I pull it apart. You do have a little O-ring on here, so put that on there, and it has a little groove. So push that in, and then you do have the ability to telescope this up and down. So I'm going to have this on a little bit of a larger aquarium, so we're going to have that go down pretty deep. And it doesn't come with it, but you can get a filter sleeve to go over this, especially if you have a lot of smaller fish, that are reproducing, that you're having kind of like a nursery tank. So you can do that. And then again, this hose goes on the end of this as well. And it takes a little finesse to get this on there. And then we just push that, wiggle it up, a little bit of pressure. And then you want it to have it seat over the barbs, so when you put the screw piece down, it's going to make a tighter connection on that. So that is basically it. These are a little, I guess, weird until you get some water flowing through them, warmer water, and then it'll kind of like flex back into shape. And then you have a bunch of different accessories that you can use here to make a bunch of different other configurations, whatever you're looking for. But again, I'm just focusing in on the quick, easy, get us up and running type. And then we basically go from there. So stay tuned. Okay, so here's the fish tank I got the filter running in. And pretty awesome. Again, I don't know if I went over, but when you are pulling these out to clean the filter, you basically turn these back, and that's like your on and off. And then you can push this little tab here, and then that hose will pop out. I think I covered that in the unboxing video. However, I just wanted to review. And then you can see back there how the plumbing goes up. Way back there, you can kind of like see how it goes up and over the top, and then down into the aquarium. And then you can see the inlet right there, and then the spray bar way back, and you can see how the sword plant's kind of like waving, and then you get that nice clockwise movement to the water on top. But yeah, great filter. Anyway, Brian from Garage Mahal, thanks for watching, and be safe out there.